Good morning and welcome. I'm John Hitt, president of the University of Central Florida, and it's my happy duty to begin today's exciting ceremony. This is a really great day, not just for the University of Central Florida, but for our whole Central Florida region. And it's a great pleasure for me to preside at this inaugural white coat ceremony that signals the opening of the UCF College of Medicine. I'm awed and humbled to have played a role in achieving this milestone in our university's evolution to greatness. Testimony to the magnitude of this event is the number of dignitaries who've honored us by their attendance. Will our special guests please stand when I call your names so that we may acknowledge your presence and your contributions. And I'd ask the audience to hold applause until all of our dignitaries have been introduced. Welcome, please, Suzanne Cosmos, representing Florida's 24th Congressional District. Hold applause now. I know it's hard. Suzanne, thank you for coming. The support of the Florida Board of Governors was crucial to our effort to establish a medical school. No one was more important in winning that support than Carolyn Roberts, who served as chair of the Board of Governors. Carolyn, what a magnificent legacy you are leaving for our state. I'm going to break my own rule and applaud Carolyn. Many of you know, I'm sure, Carolyn has served higher education in our state of Florida in so many ways. She has only one blemish on her mark of public service, and that was to chair the search committee that selected me to be president of UCF. But she's overcome that. Well, I say this from the heart, Carolyn. I'm not sure at all we'd have this medical school without your leadership, nor would Mitch have his down at FIU. You did a wonderful job as chair of our Board of Governors. Our College of Medicine has been fortunate to have the support of many dedicated and hardworking members of our Central Florida legislative delegation. Among those supporters here today are Senators Thad Altman, Lee Constantine, Andy Gardner, and Gary Siplin, and Representatives Sandy Adams, Steve Christofouli, Chris Dorworth, Eric Eisnagel, Pat Patterson, Scott Randolph, Dwayne Taylor, and John Tobiah. One member of the legislature, Senator Jim King, is here with us today in spirit. Our condolences go to his family and friends. Jim's support for UCF and higher education will be greatly missed. From the beginning of our efforts to win approval for the medical school, the university's had an effective champion in Mayor Rich Crotty, who is also a UCF alumnus. The medical school received significant support from other local officials, many of whom have joined us. Orange County Commissioners F. Scott Boyd, Mildred Fernandez, Tiffany Moore Russell, and Bill Siegel. Orange County Property Appraiser Bill Donegan, Orange County Controller Martha Haney. Orlando City Commissioners Phil Diamond, Tony Ortiz, and Robert Stewart. And representing Governor Charlie Crist today is Emmanuel Tormes, Special Assistant to the Governor. And three former elected officials who continue their enthusiastic support of the university have joined us this morning. Florida Senator Dan Webster and Florida Representatives David Mealer and Alan Trevelyan. We're pleased to have with us as well Dr. Cecil Wilson, President-elect of the American Medical Association, who was an early advocate for medical education in Central Florida and traveled with Dan Holzenbeck and me to more than one meeting of the Board of Governors to testify on behalf of our medical college. The strong financial support we received from many Central Floridians was powerful evidence of taxpayer backing when we made our case for the medical school to Governor Jeb Bush and to the Board of Governors and, of course, our state legislators. These organizations and individuals, or those organizations and individuals who made significant financial contributions to bring medical education to Central Florida include Balfour Beatty, represented by Rob Baker, Bank of America Foundation, John Moskos, the Dimitri family, Mary Dimitri, Dr. Phillips Incorporated, represented by Dr. Ann Manley, the Elizabeth Morris Genius Foundation, Richard Strauss, Florida Hospital, Lars Homan, The Martin and Gracia Anderson Foundation, T. Picton Warlow IV, Dick and Mary Nunes, Orange County Government, represented today by Rich Crotty, Orlando Health, represented by Sherry Soteric, Wachovia Foundation, David Stella, and the Walt Disney World Resorts, represented by Meg Crofton. And I must say, I'm saving, in many ways, the best for the last here with Winter Park Health Foundation, represented by Patty Maddox. Now, Patty and the Winter Park Health Foundation were the first community organization to step forward with a pledge of $1 million, and they really helped get this going. The impetus we had was really magnified when we had Tavistock Group, represented this morning by Sesh Thacker. Tavistock Group, of course, Joe Lewis, Sesh Thacker, and their colleagues, stepped forward with a gift of 50 acres and $12.5 million to locate out at Lake Nonam. They joined Al and Nancy Burnett, who had earlier given us $10 million, and were then joined by the Allen H. Ginsberg Family Foundation, who represented today by Kelly and Sharon Ginsberg. They really did a wonderful job, all of these folks, in giving great support to our medical college. When we asked the Board of Governors to look at the local support, you know, those $1 million pledges and multi-million-dollar pledges really spoke a lot more loudly than just words. So thank all of you who did so much to gain support for the medical college through your philanthropic gifts. Special thanks go also to the co-chairs of the Charter Class Scholarship Campaign, Michael Minton and Sesh Thacker. That campaign was instrumental in recruiting the charter class we greet today. And what a wonderful thing they did in helping Dean German and her colleagues recruit an outstanding charter class. I must recognize our Board of Trustees. We really have the best Board of Trustees in the state of Florida. And they give generously, members give generously of their time, their talent, their treasure, and we greatly value their contributions. In attendance from our Board of Trustees are the Honorable Rick Walsh, Chair and Charter Member, Tom Yoakum, Vice Chair and Charter Member, Judy Albertson, Charter Member, Olga Calvet, Charter Member, Ida Cook, Pat Christensen, Charter Member, Alan Flores, Mickey Grindstaff, Phyllis Clark, Charter Member, Brian Peterson, and Conrad Santiago, Charter Member. Please join me in recognizing our Board of Trustees. I had hoped that our founding president, Charlie Milliken, would be with us today, but Charlie just not quite feeling well enough to be here this morning. But we are joined by his lovely wife, Frances. Frances, where are you? I hope you will share with Charlie the wonderful warm feelings that we have for both of you, and how much we wish that he could have been here today. Charlie was a wonderful founding president, and Frances a great first lady. They've done so much for us over the years, and Martha and I have greatly appreciated their friendship in the more than 17 years that we have been here. Charlie established so many traditions and really styles of thought, ways of thinking and doing things, and I think his slogan for our university, "Reach for the Stars," continues to inspire us to this day. So thank you to Charlie and Frances for your dream, and please take special satisfaction in its fulfillment today. And finally, I must tell you how delighted I am to share today in this moment we celebrate with my wife of 47 years, Martha. Thank you for being with us, Martha. The effort to bring medical education to Central Florida was truly region-wide. Many of you in this room, along with thousands of your fellow citizens, wrote letters, made calls, attended meetings, and in other ways made known your support for the establishment of the UCF College of Medicine. This effort brought Central Floridians together as few other initiatives have done before, and our united voice was heard from Miami to Tallahassee. With the backing of Governor Bush, the UCF College of Medicine was approved by the Florida Board of Governors on March 23, 2006. Following legislative approval that spring, Provost Hickey took the next important step in getting us here today, the hiring of a dean. At that time, we had only a proposal for a medical college, an approved budget, and a dream. The new dean would need to establish the school's mission, design its curriculum, hire its staff and faculty members, and determine its policies, and build its permanent campus at Lake Nona. We met with incredible good fortune when Dr. Deborah German submitted her letter of interest for the position. Dean German began her duties on December 1, 2006, and the College of Medicine had its first employee. That employee faced the Herculean task of creating a College of Medicine that was scheduled to open in the fall of 2009, a feat many thought impossible. They didn't know that UCF is the place where the impossible becomes the inevitable. Exactly 32 months and 3 days later, we're here to witness Dean German's amazing energy, determination, and judgment. She and her dedicated team have not just founded a new medical school, they have designed and opened a premier medical college for the 21st century. Indeed, the committee responsible for accrediting medical schools used such words as worthy of emulation and national model in its report recommending preliminary accreditation. That report also referred to the dean as a visionary leader. Please join me in welcoming and thanking the founding dean of the University of Central Florida's College of Medicine, Dr. Deborah German.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hitt. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for, and it is your vision, Dr. Hitt, of a medical school that is now a reality. And on behalf of the College of Medicine, I want to thank you for the leadership of this university. It is the spirit of partnership and opportunity that has allowed this dream to come true, and you have given us that. So thank you. That spirit of partnership allows us to build a premier medical school that truly belongs to all of us. Now, before I go any further, there is one person that I must recognize. And he really is the person that made all of this possible. He has referred to himself as the chief worrier, telling me not to fret when things are hard, that it's his job to worry. I think that he is a golden knight in shining armor. Provost Hickey, would you please stand and be recognized? And Terry, I have a northern analogy that I want to share with you, and it's how I think about what you've done for the medical school. Occasionally, as we're building the medical school, I feel as though I'm on a northern freeway in a blizzard, driving a smart car. And I'm sure at any minute the car is going to go off the road and wreck. And then out of nowhere, the Hickey snowplow appears. It somehow gets in front of the smart car, and all I have to do are follow the tail lights, and we get back into a zone of safety. So thank you, and I think you know what I mean. So it is this leadership, President Hitt, Provost Hickey, that I find extraordinary, and I have not seen anything like it anywhere else that I have been, and I just need to make sure that our community knows how wonderful it is for me to be here at this university working with my bosses. Next, I want to introduce the faculty and staff. And first, I'd like to ask the members of the volunteer faculty to stand. And I'd like everybody to look. We have more than 900 volunteer faculty, and once again, for our students and for their families and for everyone here to see that the medical school belongs to all of us. And next, I'd like the members of the full-time faculty to please stand. Please remain standing. Would the full-time staff please stand too? If you're not already standing, please stand. Thank you. These are enterprising pioneers who believe in the dream that we all share, that this will be the great medical school, and these are the individuals who work day and night to make it happen. I also want to introduce individually the medical school cabinet. These are the individuals who work directly with me to make sure that we have the very best medical school, and they will probably not be introduced individually to the students later. And I want you to know who they are because we're in tight quarters and we're going to be seeing each other all the time, and these are very, very important people to me, and they've made this a reality for you. And I'm going to introduce them alphabetically. And if we could hold applause till I've introduced all of them. First, Dr. Robert Armacost, special advisor to me. He was here when I arrived, and thank you, Bob. Dr. Maria Kenarazi, associate professor of internal medicine and pediatrics. Dr. Papashan Kaladakudi, the builder of the Burnett College, now Burnett School of Biomedical Sciences. Thank you, PK. Dr. Randolph Manning, associate dean for students. Thank you. Dr. Richard Pepler, associate dean for faculty and academic affairs, PEP. Dr. Julia Pett-Armacost, associate dean for planning and knowledge management, with me from the very beginning. Mr. Charles Robert, Assistant Vice President for Development, CHIP. Counselor Jeanette Schreiber, Associate Dean for Special Projects and Chief Legal Officer and a native Orlandoan. Thank you, Jeanette. Yes. And Mr. Scott Sumner, our Associate Dean for Administration and Finance. Would you all stand and please recognize them? So now you've seen the support that I've had in leading this effort. And then, of course, there's the support that you get at home. And I'm very fortunate today that my mom, my dad, and my daughter Laura are here. And would you please stand for just a moment? As I was leaving this morning, my mother noticed that the cuffs here were too long, and she said She said, let me roll them up for you. And she got them just right on each side. And then she looked at me. She says, this brings back memory. It's your first day of school. All right. Well, it's a pleasure to have you all here to experience our first class of medical students seated right here in front of me. But before we get involved in having that first class, I want to show you some information about this class. And we're going to have the information right up there. This is information about the applicants to medical school, and you'll see it says unfinished data. The reason it's unfinished, we've called and asked the other schools in the state for their data, but until every school opens its door and actually has its first day, the data can change because someone can decide not to go to one of the partner medical schools. But what you can see is that we had 4,307 applicants to our medical school. I think University of Miami was the only school that had a larger number of applicants. But when you look at the number of students per seat in the class, we had 105 students per seat offered in the class. And you can see that that is so much higher than any of the others in the state, which would make us the most competitive medical school here this year, and perhaps for all previous years. Look at our science GPA, which is a 3.8, and notice that the national average for that is a 3.6. So as a beginning medical school, we have a very bright class. And then notice that the MCAT score, that's the Medical College Admissions Test, average for our students is 32.2. And I'd like to point out that we are the only Florida school that is above the national mean. So I want to congratulate this entire community for putting together a program that would allow us to attract such bright students. And let's just show them our class. I can see everybody trying to find their picture on the collage. It's very cute. What I'm going to do now is come down and have a first class with our students, and all of you are invited to watch and learn as part of this class. It'll take us a few minutes, and then we'll move on to the white coat ceremony. I read an article in the newspaper about our medical school, and it said we were going to be so high-tech we were never going to use blackboards. And so here's the thing. You use technology and you keep the best of what was old. So you will notice that we have a blackboard, and you will also see things up on the screens, especially for those of you in the back, so that we are using the old and the new, and we want to honor both. All right, here we are. It's your first minute of medical school. Are you excited? Yeah. Okay. It's a little bit magical, I hope. It is for me. This is very magical. Today, we begin a long tradition of excellence, and together we will set the bar high for the future at UCF College of Medicine. And I think some of you may remember when you came to interview, and I said to you that we were looking for students who were very bright, who had heads that worked. We were looking for students who had hearts that worked, but we were looking for something more. We were looking for students with that enterprising, pioneering spirit who wanted to build something as they went through medical school. And do you remember I said that if at the end of the day you had this sick feeling in your stomach that maybe this wasn't for you, and if that was the case, and you got a letter of acceptance from us, that I wanted you to turn us down. Do you remember that? Okay. The reason for that is I wanted exactly what we have here. I wanted you. I didn't want those other students. I wanted the students who knew that this was going to be an adventure and that the faculty and the students were going to work closely together. Your success is our success. and our success is your success. And we remember that as we go along. Well, as I look at you, I see what lies ahead. I see the future, and you are about to have the experience of a lifetime. Think about this. At this moment, you may be just a few inches away from your lifelong best friend or a spouse that you have not yet met. Think about that. It's possible. Someone in this confined space may break your heart. And someone here will probably teach you the greatest lesson of your life. This is a moment filled with possibility. And as I look out at your family, friends, faculty, and this entire community, we have pride in your accomplishments and admiration for what you are about to do. All of us, especially your parents, are hoping for the same things. Do you know what that is? I'm not going to ask you to tell me, don't worry. We're all hoping that each one of you will become one of the good doctors. The good doctors. And I think there are probably some people in the audience who know what I'm talking about. Today, you step onto the pages of UCF history, again, beginning a tradition of excellence. We're going to work hard, and we're going to play hard. But before beginning any important endeavor, it is wise to take a minute, step back, and consider what lies ahead, and to clearly formulate the plan to synthesize and verbalize the goal. And we're going to do that right now. Okay? First thing we want to do in medical school is set the goal. So, what I want you to do is to imagine the person that you love most in the world. Okay? I want everybody to have that person in mind. Do you have somebody in mind? Medical school is not a passive experience. Do you have somebody in mind? Yes. Good. Okay. That's right. If it's passive, you won't get anything out of it. Everybody has something in mind. All right. Now I want you to imagine that that person is seriously ill. Okay? Very ill. They've seen several doctors, and nobody can figure out what's wrong with them. They pass them along to the next doctor, and they're really sick, and you're worried. And you're sitting in the waiting room of the next doctor, waiting for that person to come out and take you back. And you're thinking about your hope for who that doctor is. And what I want you to do now is tell me the qualities that that doctor who's going to take care of your loved one will have. And I'm going to write them on the board. They'll also appear up there. And we will go until, as a class, you believe we have a complete list of the qualities that you want to see in that doctor who's about to see your loved one. So are my instructions clear? Yes. Okay, good. And by the way, medicine is a team sport, and I am a bad speller. So if I put something up here on the board that's spelled wrong, I expect to be corrected. Okay? Okay? And that's how we have to be with our patients, right? This is the spirit. So tell me about the qualities of this good doctor, and I'll just point to you as you raise your hands. Someone who listens. Listens. Did I spell that right? Oh, good. Okay. Yes. Compassion. Yes.
Honesty.
Honesty. Dedication. Did I spell something wrong already? Oh. Okay. Yes. Knowledge. Yes. Empathetic. Collaborative. Got it. Courage. Can I write courageous? I would have been better with courage, because I can spell that, but okay. Yes. Resourceful. S or C? C-E-F-U-L? Is that right, or close? Optimistic. Is it an I? Patient. Passionate. I like that one. Effective. Very good. Yes. Creative thinker. Okay. Inquisitive. A good communicator. O-R-E-R? And you're the generation with spell check. What happened to me?
Someone who's willing to take a risk.
Okay. A risk taker. What are we hearing some question about that? Only if it's the right risk. Experienced. Yes? Innovative. Okay. Thorough. Very good. I know how to spell that one. Inspirational. Takes personal responsibility. I'm going to abbreviate that with a TP, responsibility. But we know what it means. Okay, I'm going to come over here because I think I'm trusting. Yes. Caring. Yes. Good bedside manner. I'm going to put BS manner. Oh! Couldn't leave it, I'm sorry, couldn't leave it up there. Respectful. Sense of, I love that one. It was appropriately timed. Thank you very much. Someone who loves somebody. Loving. Thank you. So you're already working as a team. A leader. Hardworking. Friendly. Unafraid. Open-minded. Good one. Usually I'm too tall for things. This is good. Yes. Team player. Okay.
Good speller.
A good speller. Let me ask, if they use spell check, does that count? But I'll tell you, when you're writing prescriptions, it is actually important, which is why I want to be corrected immediately. So thank you. It's actually a good thing.
On that note, I might be taking a risk, but I think I have to correct your spelling on manner there.
Yes, thank you. Will you spell manner for me? Help him out. M-A-N-N-E-R. Thank you. Determined. Good one.
I want them to understand their own limits.
Understanding their own limits of knowledge. So can we shorten that to maybe self-awareness? Does that work? Thank you. That's a good one. Self-awareness. It doesn't mean they know who they are. Okay? An educator. A good observer. Okay. Looks like we're getting close to the bottom here. Any more? Yes. Yes. So we'll put leader / thank you. Yes. A good teacher. Do we have that? Did we? Oh, we had educator. Well, let's put it down anyway. Might be different. Because you might not be a good educator. Approachable. Is that an A there? Okay. Willing to learn from mistakes. Willing to learn from a big M. Yes. Involved in the community. Involved in the community. Trusting and trustworthy. Okay, where is trusting? Oh. Trusting and trustworthy. Sincere. Punctual. Okay. I didn't hear it. Brilliant. I like you. You have high standards. That's awesome. Visionary. Integrity. I thought so, as I hesitated as I wrote it. There we go. Oops. And they gave me a special chalk, so that wouldn't happen. I didn't use it. A role model.
Professional.
Professional. Okay. So we go until they're done. It looks like we're done. Now let me ask you a question. You see the words there, and I think the words will appear up here in a bit. You see the words here. I want y'all to look at those words and tell me if there are any words or anything that was said that you take issue with, that you think are not what you would want this good doctor who's about to take care of your loved one to be. And if there are any that you want to take issue with, let's do it now. You need to raise your hand and let me know. Yes? Trusting?
I don't want a doctor that's trusting. I want a doctor that questions things.
Okay, so let's go back to trusting. Doesn't want a doctor who's trusting, wants a doctor who questions things. So let's make sure we know what's meant by the trusting that was put up here and then decide whether we want to take it down or not. What was meant when we said trusting? Trusting the patient. Okay. Trusting the patient. Okay, so she means trusting the patient when they're discussing their symptoms, to believe what they're telling you and to believe what they're going through. That's fine? So can we all agree that that's what we mean when we say trusting? Because I think you're right. You can be trusting of a salesperson who's selling you something that might not be. So let's make that trusting of patients or your teammates. Are you okay with that? All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anything else we take issue with? Yes? Okay, so the issue is with brilliant, and the comment is we want a doctor who's not so sure of themselves that they're not always learning and that they're open to new things. So what do we want to add? We want to add humble. And that takes care of it, because if someone is brilliant and humble, it just means they have a natural gift, and yet. Okay, so we're good with that. Anything else? Yes?
Follower. I think that goes along with trusting that you have to know who you're following.
Okay, follower, so that you're not following blindly, but go ahead. So is there an instance of judgment there with the following? And you want to add judgment? Is that something the group wants to add?
Yes.
Okay, we'll add good judgment. Wise, good judgment. Big J for judgment. Okay. Mm-hmm.
One more thing. I think that a good doctor would need energy, because if they are involved in the community and some of these other things, maybe they don't have time for the person that you're.
A good doctor needs energy, because if they're involved in all of things, they need to have time for everyone. Okay, we'll add that. So now I have a question for you. This is what you're hoping for. This is what you've described as the good doctor. We're building our UCF traditions. So it is our expectation as a community that each and every one of you will become this doctor over the 4 years that you're here. You will do what it takes, and we will provide you with the tools. Do we have your agreement?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want you to think. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I'm not going to ask you to answer them outwardly. I just want you to think about them. How would such a doctor treat his colleagues or her colleagues? How would that doctor work with nurses and staff? How does such a doctor treat friends, enemies? How would such a doctor tweet? And what would this doctor's profile look like on Facebook? Think about that. And how does this person behave in a crisis? And maybe more importantly, in the near future, how does this person behave at a party? We fully expect that you, each one of you, will become this doctor. And the challenge is before you. This is the plan. This is the goal. This is your contract with me, with your faculty, with your families, and with our community. And we will do everything in our power to make this happen. Are you ready to begin? Awesome. Faculty of the College of Medicine, I present our class. They are ready to begin. And we'll move on to the next part of this morning. Thank you. The white coat is a symbol of our profession. It was first used in the late 19th century when medicine became science-based, and it is a symbol of the good doctor. It represents both the privilege and the responsibility that goes with our work. Today, you, our students, will receive a white coat as a symbol of the promise that you have just made to become the good doctor. And it is a tradition at medical schools for the dean to place a coat on each and every student. I am transferring that responsibility to our scholarship donors who have provided this opportunity for each one of you. And you will meet your donor on the stage today. This is a reminder to you that it is more than a promise to yourselves and to your college, but this promise is to the entire community, and that your scholarship is a gift that is freely given. And I must say that for me, this is a very special moment because I had such a scholarship in medical school. It was a bequest, so I was never able to thank my donor. And in a way, the opportunity to work with our community to create these scholarships for you is my way of thanking that donor. And as I look into the future, I can only imagine the many ways that you will find in your career to thank the donors who give you these scholarships today. So I will now ask Dr. Lynn Crespo to join me on stage. Dr. Crespo chaired the admissions committee who selected our students, and as the chair of that committee, has the privilege of calling their names today. She will announce the students, the scholarships and the students, and as she does that, I hope that each will come to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. German. I'm very honored today to be able to present to you the students of the charter class of the University of Central Florida College of Medicine. The selection of this elite group of students was a responsibility and endeavor shared by many in addition to myself. And this group of individuals who has worked diligently over the past year includes the Office of Admissions team, the Admissions Committee, and many of our faculty members and community members who interviewed students on a weekly basis. So, it was a great pleasure to work with all of you throughout this year. And as you can see, the fruits of your work are sitting in front of you. At this point, I would like to begin to present our students who will be receiving their white coats, and I will also be presenting our scholarship donors. These donors have made this event possible for all of you. So the order of presentation will be by student's name in alphabetical order. So to begin, the moment we've all been waiting for, okay, our first scholarship is from the Edith Bush Charitable Foundation, the Russell W. Ramsey, MD Scholarship. And this scholarship is being presented by Mr. Jerry Hilbrick and Ms. Mary Gretchen Beloff. Our student recipient is Serena Amin. Serena was born here in Orlando, Florida, and attended the University of South Florida, where she received her degree in biomedical sciences. Our next scholarship is from the Bank of America and also the Broad and Cassell Scholarship. This scholarship today is being presented by Mr. John Muscus from the Bank of America and Mr. Douglas E. Starcher representing Broad and Cassell. Our recipient is Uchechi Anumudu. Ucheche was born in Nigeria. She attended East Carolina University, where she received her degree in chemistry. Our next scholarship is from the CNL Charitable Foundation. Representing the CNL Charitable Foundation today is Mrs. Dale Seneff and Mr. Tim Seneff. And our recipient is Mabel Avilas. Mabel was born in Miami and attended the University of South Florida, where she received her degree in biology. Our next scholarship is the John Charles Gray Jr. Family Scholarship, which is being presented today by Mr. John C. Gray Jr., Ms. Kristen Gray, and Ms. Savannah Gray. And they are presenting this scholarship to Jonathan Balin. Jonathan was born in Dunedin, Florida, and attended the University of Central Florida right here, where he received his degree in microbiology and molecular biology. Our next scholarship is the Group of Friends Scholarship, and Mrs. Elizabeth Hughes will be presenting the White Coat and Scholarship to Shauna Bellew. Shauna was born in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and also attended the University of Central Florida, where she studied interdisciplinary studies. Our next scholarship is the Florida Heart Group Scholarship, and Dr. Mark Malinsky will be presenting the White Coat and the scholarship today to Stephen Bright. Stephen was born in Stuart, Florida, and attended Tulane University, where he received his degree in psychology. Next, we have the Mary L. Dimitri Scholarship, with Ms. Mary L. Dimitri today presenting the White Coat and the scholarship to Taylor Bewley. Taylor was born in St. Petersburg, Florida, where she and then attended Florida State University, receiving her degree in biochemistry. Our next scholarship is the Sandra and Charlie Gray Robinson Scholarship, and the Winter Park Chamber of Commerce Edith Bush Charitable Foundation Scholarship. Mrs. Sandra Gray and Mr. Charlie Gray are here representing the Sandra and Charlie Gray Robinson Scholarship, and Mr. Matt Certo is representing the Winter Park Chamber of Commerce Edith Bush Charitable Foundation Scholarship. And receiving this award with her white coat is Tiffany Chen. Tiffany was born in the Winter Park area here in Orlando and then attended Johns Hopkins University, receiving her degree in the history of art. The Medical Center Radiology Group Scholarship is being presented next. And Dr. Joseph Andrioli is here to represent the Medical Center Radiology Group and present the white coat and the award to Keith Connolly. Keith was born in Chillicothe, Ohio, and attended Michigan State University, receiving his degree in electrical engineering. Our next scholarship is the Dillard Family Scholarship. And today we have Mr. Bill Dillard and Mrs. Debbie Dillard presenting the white coat and their scholarship to Jason Crowley. Jason was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then attended Rice University, also receiving his degree in electrical engineering. The next scholarship is the Kalidas Family Scholarship. And today we have Mr. Monoclau Kalidas and Dr. Kurti Kalidas presenting the white coat and the scholarship award to Ashley Curry. Ashley was born in Lewistown, Pennsylvania, and attended Bucknell University. She received her degree in biology and foreign languages. Our next scholarship is the Rita and John Lowndes Scholarship. And we have Mrs. Rita Lowndes and Mr. John Lowndes here today, presenting the white coat and their scholarship to Sarah Danker. Sarah comes to us from Miami, Florida. She then attended the University of Florida in Gainesville and received her degree in classical studies and biology. Our next scholarship is the Galloway Foundation Scholarship. Unfortunately, they were not able to attend today, so the white coat and the scholarship is being presented by Dean Deborah German to Matthew Dean. Matthew is also a native of Orlando and then attended the University of Florida studying economics. Our next scholarship is the Florida Hospital Scholarship, and we have today Dr. Des Cummings presenting the white coat and the award to Rose DuPont. Rose was born in Haiti and attended the University of South Florida, where she also has a degree in foreign languages and biomedical sciences. The Nemours Foundation Scholarship is being presented next by Ms. Karen Breckel, and she is presenting the white coat and the scholarship to Ashley Ferrara. Ashley was born in East Islip, New York, attended the University of Florida in Gainesville, and received her degree in pre-professional biology. Our next scholarship is the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Hispanic Scholarship Fund of Metro Orlando, and the Hunt and Brady Architects, Affiliated Engineers, Walter P. Moore, and Harris Engineers Scholarship. Today, Mr. Carlos Colombo is representing the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Hispanic Scholarship Fund of Metro Orlando, and Mr. Chuck Cole is representing Hunt and Brady Architects, Affiliated Engineers, Walter P. Moore, and Harris Engineers. And they are presenting this today to Catherine Furstadt Vargas. Catherine was born in Venezuela, but attended the University of Central Florida here in Orlando, where she received her degree in microbiology and molecular biology. The Winter Park Health Foundation Scholarship is next, and this is being presented today by Ms. Sandra Hostetter and Ms. Patty Maddox, and the recipient of this scholarship with her white coat is Aura Fuentes. Aura was born in Puerto Rico and attended the Florida International University, where she received her degree in biology. We next have the Park Squares Home Scholarship being presented today by Mr. Suresh Gupta and Mrs. Rohini Gupta. They are presenting the white coat and the scholarship to Brianna Gapsis. Brianna was born in Columbia, Maryland, and attended Washington and Lee University, receiving her degree in biology and English. Our next award is the Joseph D. Conti Consulate Healthcare Scholarship, being presented today by Mr. Joe Conti. And this award and white coat is being presented to Jonathan Gullett. Jonathan was born here in Orlando and received his bachelor's in exercise and sports sciences from the University of Florida and his master's in exercise physiology from the College of St. Scholastica. Our next award is the Central Florida Cardiology Group Scholarship, being presented today by Dr. Andrew S. Tausick. He is presenting the white coat and the scholarship to Romeo Joseph. Romeo was born in Miami Beach, Florida, and attended Florida Atlantic University. He received his degree in biology. Our next award is the David and Judy Albertson Scholarship, being presented today by the Honorable Judy Albertson and Mr. David Albertson. And they're presenting the white coat and the scholarship to William Kang. William was born in Jennings, Louisiana, and received his BS in music from Louisiana State University, and then went on to receive a Master of Music at the Cleveland Institute of Music, specializing in violin performance. Our next scholarship is the Advanced Dermatology and Cosmetic Scholarship, Cosmetic Surgery and Levitt Management Group Scholarship. And today we have Dr. Matt Levitt presenting this scholarship and the white coat to Bryant Lamb. Bryant was born in West Palm Beach, Florida, and also attended the University of Central Florida. He received his degree in micro and molecular biology. Our next award is the South Lake Hospital Scholarship. And today, Ms. Jean Martell is presenting the white coat and the scholarship to Franklin Liu. Franklin is a native of Orlando and attended the University of Central Florida, receiving his degree in molecular biology. We now have the Florida Emergency Physician Scholarship being presented today by Dr. Miguel A. Acevedo. And this award is being presented with the white coat to Luke Lin. Luke was born in Toronto, Canada, and attended the University of California, Berkeley, receiving his degree in comparative literature. The next scholarship is the Hospice of the Comforter and Community Scholarship. And today, representing the Hospice of the Comforter is Mr. Robert Wilson. Just one minute. Receiving his white coat and this scholarship is Mr. Paul Maley.
I'd like to announce that this is a combined scholarship, and the second partner is the community. So would everyone in the audience who is given to the scholarship fund, who is not on stage coding, please stand, because this is our scholar as well. Please stand. Thank you.
Paul was born in Columbus, Ohio, and attended the University of Florida, receiving his degree in zoology. Our next award is the Parish Medical Center and Doctors Goodwill Foundation Scholarship. And today we have Dr. Conti Bellani and Dr. Patricia Manning presenting this scholarship and the white coat to Lynn McGrath. Lynn comes to us from Camden, New Jersey. He attended Dartmouth College and received his degree in neuroscience. Our next award is the MD Anderson Cancer Center Orlando Scholarship. And we have Dr. Clarence Brown presenting this scholarship and the white coat to Annika Myrick. Annika was born in Wausau, Wisconsin. She attended Dartmouth College and also received her degree in neuroscience. The Martin Anderson Gracia Anderson Foundation Scholarship is being presented today by Mr. T. Picton Warlow IV. And this award and the white coat are being presented to Brittany Moscato. Brittany was born in Mentor, Ohio, and has attended the University of Central Florida, where she received her degree in micro and molecular biology and in Spanish. Our next scholarship is the Robert and Judith Yarmouth and Family Scholarship. The Yarmouth family was unable to attend today, so the white coat and the scholarship are being presented by Dean Deborah German to Artur Palowitz. Artur is from Jacksonville, Florida. He attended the University of Florida, Gainesville, and received his degree in psychology, interdisciplinary studies, and integrative biology. Our next scholarship is the Walt Disney World Scholarship. And today we have Ms. Meg Crofton presenting the Walt Disney World Scholarship and the white coat to Mitchell Popovetsky. Mitchell was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and attended the University of Central Florida, receiving his degree in micro and molecular biology. Next, we have the Edward H. Eliscu, MD, and High Lake Scholarship. And today we have Ms. Andrea Eliscu presenting this scholarship and the white coat to Irina Prelipchan. Irina was born in Romania. She then attended the University of North Florida and received her degree in biology. Next, we have the Tavistock Foundation Scholarship being presented today by Mr. Rasesh Thacker. And receiving this scholarship with the white coat is Elona Rappo. Elona was born in Albania. She then attended the University of South Florida and has received her degree in microbiology and bacteriology. Our next award is the Florida's Blood Center Scholarship. And today, Ms. Ann Shinoda is presenting this scholarship and the white coat to Susan Salganic. Susan was born in Binghamton, New York, and received her bachelor's from Rutgers University in biotechnology. She then received her PhD in molecular and cellular biology from the University of Florida, Gainesville. Next, the United Medical Corporation Scholarship is being presented by Mr. David Disney. And receiving this scholarship with her white coat is Susanna Shante. Susanna was born in Romania and then attended the University of South Florida, receiving her degree in biomedical sciences. The Robert W. Meade Jr. Scholarship, presented by Dean Meade, and Fifth Third Bank Scholarship is being presented today by Mr. Bob Meade for the Robert W. Meade Jr. Scholarship, presented by Dean Meade, and by Ms. Karen L. D., representing Fifth Third Bank. And receiving this scholarship and his white coat is Virgil Secușanu. Virgil was born in Romania, attended the Georgia Institute of Technology, and received his degree in biomedical engineering. We now have the Central Florida Hospitalist Partners Scholarship, which is being presented today by Dr. Christopher Buddendorf. So he's presenting this scholarship and coding Robert Skinner. Robert was born in Savannah, Georgia, attended the University of Florida, and received his degree in interdisciplinary studies and integrative biology. We next have the Owen and Pat Christensen Scholarship, Elizabeth Morse Genius Foundation Scholarship. And today we have Ms. Owen Christensen and the Honorable Pat Christensen representing the Owen and Pat Christensen Scholarship, and Mr. Richard Strauss representing the Elizabeth Morse Genius Foundation. This award is being presented with the white coat to Luke Stevens. Luke was born in Indianapolis, Indiana, and attended the Florida Institute of Technology, where he received his degree in applied mathematics. We next have the Allen H. Ginsberg Family Foundation Scholarship that is being presented today by Mrs. Kelly Ginsberg and Ms. Sharon Ginsberg. And receiving this scholarship with the white coat is Ruth Strakosha. Ruth was born in Albania, and she attended the University of Central Florida, receiving her degree in microbiology and molecular biology. We next have the Florida Hospital Scholarship, which is being presented today by Dr. Scott Brady. And receiving this scholarship with her white coat is Olga Tusheva. Olga was born in the Ukraine, attended Temple University, and received her degree in biology. Our next award is the Alfred I. DuPont Testamentary Trust and Edward Ball Fund of the Nemours Foundation Scholarship. Mr. Jeff Green is presenting this award to Jennifer Villavicencio. Jennifer was born in Miami, where she also attended the University of Miami, receiving her degree in neuroscience. Our final award today is the Orlando Magic Scholarship. This award, with the white coat, is being presented by Mr. Alex Martins, and receiving this award is Rafiq Zarifa. Rafiq was born in Egypt. He then attended Florida Atlantic University, receiving a bachelor's in biology and a master's in biomedical sciences.
I think we should ask our class to rise and give you a single hand of applause for all of you. Would you please rise? Okay. Now, I have a surprise, and I have an assignment. First, the surprise. And for those of you who have been counting, it may not be a surprise. But we actually have 41 students in our inaugural class, and this was made possible by the generosity of the community, and in particular, everyone in the audience today. Our ability to provide a scholarship to an additional student was there, and we seized it. So again, thank you to the community for our 41 students. And now for the assignments. To the students, if you look in the right-hand pocket of your coat, the right-hand pocket, you'll find an envelope with a card that looks like this. Sometime today or tonight, we want you to write down the biggest dream you've ever had about your future. And you can hand these in tomorrow. If you finish it early, you can hand it in today. But UCF wants to make sure that we provide you with what you need to reach your goals and to fulfill your dreams. And as the charter class, your collective dreams will be important to the history of the school. Okay? That's assignment number 1. Assignment number 2, don't take it out, is in your left-hand pocket. And that is a secret just between you and me, okay? We can talk about it later. Always good to have a little mystery. So now I would like to end with some advice for our students. I know that you will become the good doctor, and I know that you will study hard, and that you will master the science of medicine, and that you will master the ability to care for your patients. But I just want to share with you some personal advice. First, be nice to people, even when you don't feel like it. It will make them feel better, and oddly enough, it will make you feel better. This is an important part of being a good doctor. Always look for the good in others. If you look for it, you will find it. The admissions committee found it in each and every one of you, and you will find it in each other, in our faculty, and in your patients. Try not to judge others, especially your patients, but also your faculty and each other. Remember that you are not God, and as Mother Teresa said so well, if you judge people, you have no time to love them. Keep curiosity alive in you. Never be content with what you know. Ask questions, learn, discover, create new knowledge. This is how you grow, and never stop growing. Strive for excellence. Set the bar high. You did that today as we put down the chart for our future. You set the bar very high. And as Booker T. Washington once said, you will do many common things, but you will do them in an extraordinary way, keeping that bar high. And last, each of you and each of us are as different as our fingerprints. Celebrate those differences. Celebrate them, and remember that. I'm sure that the good doctor lives in each and every one of you, and like a seed, it has been planted today. And this community stands behind you.